Steamy rough, beat it up, turn me backwards, make us scream louder.
Good evening, Ghana, and welcome back to another evening of Steamy Nights, where we share our sexual experiences and advice. I'm your host, Kati G, and this program is proudly brought to you by Comets Properties Limited and supported by Malcolm, Where Ghana Shops, and Ajua Otua's Clothing. The topic of this evening is very, very feisty, especially for the ladies. So let me tell you what it is. It is, are women's rights responsible for infidelity in current times? You got that right. We're going to talk about it. But before we dig into the topic, I need you to know who my experts and advisors are. I will start off with Evelyn Ajapong. Please let the viewers know who you are and what you do.
Hi, my name is Evelyn Ajapong. I am an education consultant. I'm also a quiz mistress, currently on a TV show, TV3.
Wonderful.
And I'm a youth advocate, so I'll probably go with that.
Awesome. Yeah. Segze returning to us again.
Yeah, I'm Segze, brethren, Master Chef, retired.
Indeed.
In Accra at the moment from Babylon, passing the time in Accra for as long as I can sustain myself. So far, so good. Have a good day. Good night.
Erica, our intimacy coach.
Yes, good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here again. I'm all about helping you deepen your emotional and physical connections with all partners.
Maker.
Hi, I'm Maker, and I'm a businessman. I'm here to share my experience and opinions about relationships and sexual relationships.
Steamy rough, beat it up, turn me backwards, make us scream louder.
Comet Properties is the premier private city developer in Ghana, providing quality homes and transforming virgin lands into modern cities within the best neighborhoods. Get to Comet for secured and developed allotments or functional homes built for your quality lifestyle. To purchase land or your next home, follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Comet Properties or call us on 020-822-6359. Comet Properties, transforming virgin lands into modern cities.
Malcolm Big Discount Promo. Malcolm is giving you extra cheers this Christmas season. Shop for a wide variety of discounted products including groceries, supermarkets, furniture, home decor, electronics, and many more. Keep the joy of Christmas alive with Malcolm's big discount offers. Terms and conditions apply. Malcolm, where Ghana shops.
Steamy rough, beat it up, turn me backwards, make us scream louder.
All right, so I'm going to give you a scenario on what the topic is really about. So basically, I was with a friend one evening, and he was like, look, when you do Steamy Nights, you need to talk about how infidelity is becoming more and more because women have rights. And I'm like, wait a minute, what do you mean by that? Because that's very, 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 very deep to say and can be offensive. And he was like, yeah, I mean, look, when we're in the bedroom and she says no and we are a couple, we're married, or we're just official, and she says no, that's her right to say no, but that's what causes me to leave and go find somewhere else, someone else. Yeah. So that's the topic we're discussing. So I'm going to start with Segze. What do you think?
It's all about self-control in my view. Now, if you are not a self-controlling person, self-controlling your own mind, and then you would, then you really when it comes to you will go out. You have to control yourself in a relationship, I think, which I find very difficult to do. Extremely. I think for most men as well, it is one of the most difficult things to do. Control yourself when you want to sleep with your woman, when she says no. And you can't beat her, you can't rape her nowadays, and that's...
Nowadays.
Well, nowadays, you can't beating the ass out of the woman. No,
I mean,
and you're still doing it.
I mean, hey.
Will lash you and rape you and screw you, and there's no police matter here.
I see. Evelyn.
She knows. You tell them.
It's an interesting point of view, actually, because I think it becomes very challenging when you start talking about women's rights. And I think, really, any relationship is about an understanding between husband and wife. And if you appreciate where you're both coming from before you enter the marriage, and you communicate continuously through the marriage, nobody needs to go outside the marriage. So if you're saying because a woman has the rights, then she's more likely to say no, really, what's the purpose of any kind of intimacy in a relationship? Is it because the man is ready so the woman must say yes? Women tend to be in our heads. Men tend to be physical. So if I've had a whole day at home where I've been wiping snotty noses and dirty bottoms, and I've cooked a meal, and I'm tired and I want to sleep, and you come home and you're troubling me with wanting to sleep with me, then if my mind is not in the right place, it's not likely to happen. So you can't turn around and say to the man, to a woman, it's because you said no that I had an affair. That is, to me, an illogical explanation for infidelity on a man's part.
Okay.
Let's get married.
Oh, now you feel
Wait.
But for me...
Hold your comment. Let's acknowledge our sponsor. I have to get to Maker, but hold your comment. Let's acknowledge our sponsors. Comet Properties is a household name for functional and quality homes to fulfill your quality lifestyle. We provide secured, developed, controlled allotments to build your dreams in a good neighborhood. Comet Properties, transforming virgin lands into modern cities. For more information, call 026-922-4580 or visit us at Comets Properties on Facebook and Instagram. Welcome, we're gonna shops. While we are sharing our experiences, we are sitting on lovely, comfortable, affordable furniture, proudly provided by Melcom. Melcom is where the nation shops. You can find all your appliances, furniture, furnishings, household goods, food supplies, and more at very cool prices. Find everything you need for your lifestyle need at Melcom. Melcom, where Ghana shops. And guess what I'm wearing? Yes, I am. Ajua Otua's clothing. Ajua Otua's clothing is an African couture clothing line by Joyce Andersons, located at Westlake Gone. Ladies, find her on Instagram at the Ajua Otua. Now, back to you, Maker. I always love what you have to say. So share with us your point of view.
Okay, so I don't think women having rights...
Feel free.
Oh, feel free. We're listening.
I'm listening.
You don't think women have any rights?
Wait.
I don't think women having rights causes infidelity.
Okay.
For one, the man should have self-control.
Okay.
That being said, I believe in equity, not equality. The man and the man and the woman are not equal.
Okay.
You guys need to understand that. We cannot give birth.
Hey.
You guys give birth. What we can do, no matter the lengths you can go, to a certain point you cannot do it and you need to accept it. You understand? So there is no equality there, but there is equity where we both understand that, okay, this is what you're good at, this is what I am good at, and this is how we can coexist. You understand? So that is where her communication comes in. If I'm having a bad day, I should be able to let my wife know, honey, I'm having a bad day. That way we both come to a conclusion that, okay, so it's a bad day, so no sex. Yeah, rather than keeping it to yourself and then no is no. And then your husband goes thinking, well, what's going on with my wife? Did she cheat? You know, then he steps out because he's thinking you cheated, so you don't want him to touch you. So he's going somewhere else. Yeah, you get me. So communication and understanding that you're both not equal, I think you'd have a good marriage.
So not being equal is a cause for infidelity. Is that what you're saying?
No. It's just the individual who wants to be an infidel.
An infidel, I like that word.
Okay, Erica, your point of view.
Steamy rough, beat it up, turn me backwards, make us scream louder. You make me think and think of all the things I could.
Comet Properties is the premier private city developer in Ghana, providing quality homes and transforming virgin lands into modern cities within the best neighborhoods. Get to Comet for secured and developed allotments or functional homes built for your quality lifestyle. To purchase land or your next home, follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Comet Properties or call us on 020-822-6359. Comet Properties, transforming virgin lands into modern cities.
Melcom Big Discount Promo. Melcom is giving you extra cheers this Christmas season. Shop for a wide variety of discounted products including groceries, supermarkets, furniture, home decor, electronics, and many more. Keep the joy of Christmas alive with Melcom's big discount offers. Terms and conditions apply. Melcom, where Ghana shops.
Steamy rough, beat it up, turn me backwards, make us scream louder.
Yeah, so I think this lets us know that misogyny is real. And the conversation you were having with your friend was very misogynistic. And I think that at the end of the day, men and women have a right to consent or not consent to their bodies being consumed in a way or not in a way. And if that leads you to infidelity, there's an examination you need to do within yourself, because it also means you're not showing up for your partner. So if I go to my partner and I'm like, babe, I had the best day, let's do this right now, I want to celebrate. And he's like, nah, I'm not really in the mood, I don't want to do that today. If my immediate thought is, well then, I got other options, let me call babe number 2. And not to actually take care of you, not to understand why you are having the response that you're having when I'm having the response I'm having, then it means that that care is not there. It doesn't exist. And so, but to think that women having rights leads to men having permission to have relationships outside of the relationship is completely wrong. Completely wrong, in my opinion.
Let's go back to traditional marriage, or let's go back to maybe, I don't know, the 1940s, 1950s, the 1960s, back. That's when, you know, okay, in Ghana, maybe if you go to the north, or less modernized types of families, traditional families. I mean, what do you think about that?
I actually think it's about choices. You can choose. I could never be a stay-at-home mom. I wasn't built that way. I was brought up in a household where my mom was a hard worker. And the expectation is, as a woman, you go out and you do your bits to make your money. So that's me. But I would never turn around and if Erica decided she was a stay-at-home mom, suddenly somehow think I'm better than her because she's chosen to stay at home. It's about really the agreements you have with your partner. And the partner having an understanding that just because I'm a stay-at-home mom doesn't mean my life is easier. Actually, it's harder. I don't have people keep a home clean, tidy, washed, food ready. That's not me. Really, that's the reality. So it's about an understanding between the two. And I appreciate that more women are out at work. So if you're getting into contact with more people, temptation is a bitch, as they say, right? So if I'm out there and I'm talking to somebody who's willing to listen to me where my husband isn't, I'm developing an intimate relationship with that individual.
Emotional one.
And it's more likely to lead where it shouldn't lead to. Because a marriage isn't just about sex.
Right.
Pardon my language. It's not, I'm married, so anytime I want it, I get it. You have to create the environment for that to happen. And so, really, even in those traditional settings, and you say like going back to the 40s, those marriages exist still.
Yes.
Even in households where you would not expect it to, where the woman is out at work, the husband is out at work. Sometimes the woman in an even more powerful position than the man. But she comes home and suddenly she's got to take the role of housewife. They've both gone out to work. She's madam at work. She's the big boss making huge decisions, perhaps with millions of dollars at hand. But she comes home and she's suddenly the traditionalist. She's still got to be in the kitchen and whatever. If she's happy with that, fine. But the reality is, I don't know any woman that can do that.
So let me ask
quite
you,
hard.
Sexe, do you think men would want women to be traditional, or do you think men would want to go back into those traditional times?
Me, I want to be a traditionalist. I want my wife to stay at home with a lot of dough, you know, and then look after her, let her enjoy, go out shopping. When I come, she's ready for me, all polished.
You're my
You
guy.
know what I mean? Yeah,
You're
but
my
I can't
guy.
afford it. The world has changed.
There you
Right.
go.
When you both
It's
change
different.
the whole thing, the whole world is scattered.
Right.
Not because of we blacks are traditionalists. Original, I want the woman to stay home and come home and eat our fufu and light soup and enjoy. We don't get it anymore.
So stay
They are
home,
making sandwich
cook, and
things
give me
20.
sex.
Eh?
Stay home, cook, and give me sex.
Well, because when the woman is working by heart and tired, you can't give her sex every day.
So
We
what makes
men
you
are
think
very
she's not
horny.
tired at
This
home?
guy can fuck every day 4 rounds. You saw him performing last time. But if the woman is working and he's working, the woman is going to look at him like that after seeing 2,000 men all day. She's confused even when she sees the husband. She might even hate him, you bastard. I saw someone nicer than you today, you know?
Yeah, he turned me on, so let's role play with
see,
it.
listen, this thing that the white man, hey, Charlie, sorry about white man Matao. This is a Western
Which one of us
world.
is the most white here? Let's say.
I'm a black man. I'm a black man. I'm born and bred in Ghana. I'm a Ghana in country. If I did it, I am. Yeah. So you see, me, I want to go back to that. And my son is in the UK.
Okay.
And he hasn't have a. He's a virgin. He's 26. He's a virgin. He said that, and he's of the new generation. And he's looked at me and my partner's or wife's relationship, and he's seen the suffering going on. Me smashing the place, angry. So he says, I'm going to work hard. Buy 3 houses in the UK. Hard. When I've got all that, I'll rent 2, work, but I want my wife to stay home because the way my mother worked out and suffered and what I saw here is just wrong. But again, that's the Western world thinking.
Okay.
Left to us alone in Africa, if we were never colonized, we'll all be traditionalists. The woman will stay home and the man gets his black ass out there and make the money.
Okay, Maker, you were agreeing with Theo.
Yeah, I do agree with
Yeah, man. That's how it should be, man.
Because
Women are
for
suffering
me, I like
and this
to
thing
take
for
care of
nothing.
my ladies.
Uh-huh.
So
Why? You should
me,
relax
I like
and
to take
enjoy
care of my
nice
ladies.
dress, bathroom,
Oh, wait.
and go out.
So,
and
yeah.
Sexe.
So I'd prefer you being at home and me taking care of you. And
Yeah.
another reason is I'm a very jealous man, like my God.
Okay, you're a
So
jealous
I
man.
cannot have other men looking at you every 5 seconds.
Me too, I'm the same.
bro.
All men are.
That is
men,
beyond your
I
control.
might catch some ATS.
How is it
What's
beyond your
ATS?
control, Erica?
I might go to jail.
You might catch a
All
case.
men are jealous. It's not just you.
How is it
So-
beyond your control?
Because anytime you step out, right,
Yes.
you can't control what somebody else may see to be a good thing. So I think it almost has to be a mental shift of when you notice somebody appreciating the woman or the man that you're
Exactly
with,
that.
you start to think, yeah, and I got him and you don't, and
Thank
you
you.
carry on.
Yes.
But if you let it brew the hat, this one is looking at my woman and da-da, and she could also choose to be with him, but she's chosen you.
No, that's not for every man I meet, obviously. But there are some men. When a woman is probing to your man, you can tell this particular girl is probing. That's the same way with men. When we see another man who is sexually interested in our girls, we can instantly tell, nah, this nigga wants to fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you see, that's sorry, I'll spit in because I don't get that. You have chosen her because purely there's something attractive about her. She looks right for you. You know, everybody's got their taste. She looks right for you. You've married her. You have an intimacy. You have a relationship. There's security and stability there. What attracted you to her? Any man is perfectly entitled to be also attracted to what he's seen in her. However, because she's secure with you, what reason does she then have to go to the other guy? She can't spend all her time worrying about your insecurities.
See, that's why I said
She
I
has
don't trust
rights.
women.
Yeah, because she's controlling herself. She's happy with you, and she's loyal to you. So you've got to learn to control yourself to say, I picked her, she's chosen me. Maybe in the back of your head, wow, I can't believe she chose me. How
You see,
blessed am I?
That's the dangerous part of it.
Hold your response.
That's the dangerous.
Hold your response. Hold your response. We're going to acknowledge our sponsors.
Steamy rough, beat it up, turn me backwards, make us scream louder.
Comet Properties is the premier private city developer in Ghana, providing quality homes and transforming virgin lands into modern cities within the best neighborhoods. Get to Comet for secured and developed allotments or functional homes built for your quality lifestyle. To purchase land or your next home, follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Comet Properties or call us on 020-822-6359. Comet Properties, transforming virgin lands into modern cities.
Malcolm Big Discount Promo. Malcolm is giving you extra cheers this Christmas season. Shop for a wide variety of discounted products including groceries, supermarkets, furniture, home decor, electronics, and many more. Keep the joy of Christmas alive with Malcolm's big discount offers. Terms and conditions apply. Malcolm, where Ghana shops.
Steamy rough, beat it up, turn me backwards, make us scream louder.
Comet Properties is a household name for functional and quality homes to fulfill your quality lifestyle. We provide secured and developed controlled allotments to build your dream in a good neighborhood. Comet Properties, transforming virgin lands into modern cities. Now you can also contact them at 026-922-4580 and visit Comet Properties on Facebook and Instagram at Comet Properties. Malcolm, where Ghana shops. While we are sharing our experiences, we are having an awesome conversation on affordable furniture. Malcolm is where the nation shops. You can find all your appliances, furniture, furnishings, household goods, food supplies, and more at very cool prices. Find everything you need for your lifestyle needs at Malcolm. Malcolm, where Ghana shops. And don't forget what I'm wearing, Adwa Otua's clothing. Adwa Otua's clothing is an African couture clothing line by Joyce Anderson, located at West Legon. Ladies, find her on Instagram at the Adwa Otua. Maker Land.
So, you know, I dated this girl for almost 3 years. And being with her, I learned that love is just not a feeling, it's also a choice. So you choose to love your partner every day.
Okay.
And guess what? The person who taught me love is a choice left me. She stopped choosing me. So you should understand that
So her having
people
choice.
change their mind. So that's why I don't trust women.
So wait a minute.
Because
So
in the long run, you have the choice of changing your mind.
Hold on.
Then why do I
So-
put all my trust in
so
you
one
and
second,
build
though.
something?
So her having a choice, if you could take her choice away from her, and she wouldn't have that right,
That's the question I was going to ask.
would that make you happy?
No, it wouldn't.
Why not?
To be a bully.
Because
or-
at the end of
want
the
to be
day,
there.
she wouldn't be happy.
Exactly.
So she wouldn't be able to satisfy me properly.
But you don't want to satisfy yourself first?
Hey.
No,
All right, Kati, that's
it
deep.
doesn't work that way.
What is not satisfying is when he's playing
Eh.
with himself.
No, I mean,
not
having
that.
what you want. I mean, when you enter a relationship,
and shit like that.
when you enter a relationship, you should be whole. You should be as a whole person. You should be
Yes.
selfish. You think of yourself first.
No,
So you.
that's not me.
Okay.
Because the moment I start thinking about myself first, I start hurting you. Because I mentioned earlier in a previous episode, I like my space. So if I start doing my thing, you wouldn't feel comfortable. And then you would start irritating me. So the whole energy will be mixed up. So just don't go there.
So can I butt in, please? So basically, as we grow up from childhood as well, we learn a lot about all this. Yeah. So I'll tell you, my father married 3 women.
Okay.
Children all over the place. The first one left him when the money finished. The second one left him when the money finished. The third one, my mother, left him. From the day that my mother left him, as we were growing up, every time we were on back from school, Motown, my father used to sing when he was drinking, never, never trust a woman. You'd be so, he was fucking singing it every day in my ears when he was speaking. Never, never. He took the pain and anger of my mother leaving him because he was 55 and my mother was only 18, 19. And I was born, so I'm an old man's son. You see, and then, so you see, but that was Ghana those days. Even now, if I want to marry a 19-year-old, I go to the family, say, Fanoko. You see, so Ghana is also different. So every day on my head, every time on my head, never, never trust a woman. You'll be sorry if you do. So I had difficult relationships. But the one I have now, she's just placid. And I explained to her, this is what I've grown up with. And so she's just placid.
She understands.
She understands that I don't trust her. Every time I'm looking, when she's at work, I'm calling, checking on, I'm doing stupid things. But now I've grown to the point where I've just left it all and I feel more peace with myself.
So here's a question for the ladies. Erica first. So what if a man wanted to take your rights away? How would you feel? I mean, what if it could improve the marriage, improve the sex life?
Okay. Yeah, we're being open-minded, right? So sometimes I may give my man the ability to take aspects of my rights away, if we're having fun in the bedroom, right? Yeah. So if we're doing something if we're doing kink play, and I give him permission to tie me up, to cover my eyes, to, eliminate my ability to hear things, and I'm putting all of my trust in his ability to allow me to also have arousal and an orgasmic experience. So in that way, yes, I am taking away my right and trust, but I'm doing it because I trust him.
Exactly.
And so I think, and that's a bedroom thing, that's a kink, that's a play, and I know he won't go above a certain limit. I know that he's not going to bring a random person into the bedroom. I know that I'm not going to be tied and left alone for days at a time. And while that's trust, those are agreements. But if you just say, okay, Erica, now you have no rights, they all belong to this man, and you are just supposed to be his puppet and follow him, I would be like, slavery long-ended. Listen.
Long-ended.
It ain't for me.
Yeah.
Unless you pay me. I mean, we can put some millions on it.
Yeah.
And
Then
for
you
a
can take over
duration
your
of
rights
time.
for a day.
Yeah,
That's it.
5 million
Put
for
the
one
millions,
day.
take over my rights.
Be quiet.
How about submission? What do you think of the women that are submissive?
You have to.
I
Don't you
actually
think their rights have been taken away?
No, I honestly keep thinking about this idea of choice. You see, I think too many times we make it sound like it's an imposition. If it's an imposition, it's a very different dynamic. If a woman chooses to be submissive, and that's the agreement in the relationship, that's her choice. I personally couldn't do it. And that's why I have to be honest with myself. So it's no good me pretending to somebody, yes, I can be submissive, and I'm resentful and I'm not happy. That's no way to handle yourself in a relationship. So if a woman is choosing to submit, that's their choice. And also, we have to be careful about the definition of submission. Because submission could also sometimes be respect. I respect you, so therefore I'm submitting to an opinion. Or, I might not agree with you, I'll tell you I don't agree with you, but I respect your opinion. There's nothing wrong with that. But sometimes we think submissive means I will lie down and you can walk over me. No, that's not what we mean. That's not my understanding anyway. So to be submissive in a relationship, some men feel very big if the woman is very submissive. And that's what makes them happy. And if I know that's your joy and that's what I'm willing to do for you, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. But confidence in you, like you said, you must arrive at the relationship whole. And if you know who you are, you say, this is me, this is what I'm offering, then the person needs to meet you. This idea of we give 50-50 in a relationship is a ludicrous concept. You come 100% because I don't have any energy to fix the 50% that is left. Right? So you bring 100. Exactly. I'm not going to empty what little I have into you and then end up with nothing left of myself. So really, it's about an understanding between the two. So women's rights, when they keep talking about women's rights, it's human rights. It's not human's rights, women's rights.
Women's rights.
It's because the lawmakers tended to be men. You know, I will give a very, very simple example. The best shoes are made by men. They don't walk in them.
That part.
We know as women what it's like to walk in stiletto heels. Right? And how painful it is. But it has a look, and there is an understanding globally of how stunning a woman looks in heels. So we all put ourselves in this painful position of teetering. If you're looking at pressure points and what have you, it's the worst thing you can do for your feet and your back, wearing heels. But in our minds, I don't know any woman who doesn't keep buying shoes. That doesn't come from our own love. It comes from being acculturated to believe shoes are stunning, they're beautiful. The higher the heel, the better you look. And the man will tell you, oh, the way a woman even walks, it's pain. It's not walking because she's happy. It's pain. But, you know, the legs look right, and you your woman herself, you kind of feel a certain way when you're wearing heels.
You feel confident.
But if I told you historically, pre-Victorian times, it was men that wore heels. It becomes a different conversation.
I remember seeing that,
Right?
Different conversation.
And wigs. Because they needed to be tall, they needed to look like they were virile with lots of hair, etc. Therein lies our problem.
And they made women with the dresses with the big buttons.
Exactly that.
Because they wouldn't have any big buttons.
Yes, so you artificially put it in.
They were trying to copy the African ones, so they made dresses with big asses.
But they still happen now.
It's still happening now. Right now they are getting puffy lips and they are making their lips thick and
Okay,
fat
now
noses
a couple years ago, the Me Too movement came out.
Me too.
The Me Too movement.
Indeed.
Now, when the Me Too movement came out, you have these ladies shedding light on their abusers.
Positions,
But then at the same time, you also had ladies that were falsely accusing men of abusing them when they didn't, sabotaging their livelihood, their lives.
Indeed.
Now, don't you think, this is a question for the men, in that moment or situation, did you feel like you wish you could take women's rights away?
Steamy rough, beat it up, turn me backwards, make us scream louder.
Comet Properties is the premier private city developer in Ghana, providing quality homes and transforming virgin lands into modern cities within the best neighborhoods. Get to Comet for secured and developed allotments or functional homes built for your quality lifestyle. To purchase land or your next home, follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Comet Properties or call us on 020-822-6359. Comet Properties, transforming virgin lands into modern cities.
Malcolm Big Discount Promo. Malcolm is giving you extra cheers this Christmas season. Shop for a wide variety of discounted products including groceries, supermarkets, furniture, home decor, electronics, and many more. Keep the joy of Christmas alive with Malcolm's big discount offers. Terms and conditions apply. Malcolm, where Ghana shops.
What you wake up in steers the rest of the mood for your day. Contact Beautiful Beneath and let's help you secure the perfect pajamas and loungewears.
interesting one.
Me, I don't want to take anybody's rights away, because it's set by Oyibo. It's set down. You go and take it, you get into trouble.
Even if she's going to falsely accuse you of raping her?
If you're guilty, you're guilty. It has to be proven in court. That's what the courts are there for. So you go and face the music, mate, and see the evidence. All about it. So I don't mind. Let it roll. That's it for me.
Maker?
Well, for me, the false accusation falls down on the individual.
Yeah.
Then you should know that the woman in question is a bad person
Yeah.
for something that's crazy to not happen and for you to claim it did happen.
You still have to
it's
face the
extreme
music
because
and prove you're innocent.
a case like rape, putting the physical act aside, think about the trauma.
Yes.
Some women go to the extent of not having sex ever again. Some even fear being touched just, so you should think about what exactly you're trying to put the man into when you accuse him of falsely.
It has happened to me
like
before.
Wow.
Oh, falsely accused.
But it didn't go. Did it go into court? Yeah. I was arrested by the police, falsely accused.
So when you were falsely accused, how did you feel? Like
I was
about
falsely
the woman?
accused by a very bitter Ghanaian girl that I took from here to buy. She'd had enough of me, wanted to break away. She's already tasted some white dick somewhere.
Oh boy.
And so she come back home and then was playing around. And you know what she did? She went to the police just like she was mad. She wanted me out of the way. So you're just a crazy nutcase. You're nuts. I refused to go. I was just doing my working. They came and arrested me, took me to India. And you know the allegation went to false accusation that I was abusing my 2-year-old daughter.
Oh wow.
Can you believe it?
Wow.
Well,
The
that's
epitome
another
of
story.
madness. Abri girls. She came from Abri girls.
That's
Well,
worse.
But that is similar, no? False accusation,
Yeah.
You see, the women are doing it when the scorn of the woman is there. Don't push the woman.
yes.
That's why I say he doesn't even trust them one bit. Not even with his own socks. He doesn't trust his own socks, let alone woman.
Okay.
Women, you have to look after them. Don't push them to a certain limit. They will screw you so bad because one thing from their mouth, you can be incarcerated.
You know, like,
Okay.
Katie, back to what you were asking, Maker. So I have a young cousin who's about to start university. He's a star football player in the U.S.
Oh, you have to tell him.
And
Okay.
Be careful.
my cousin called me to include me in a conversation with him to tell him that when you are with girls, make sure other people are around. Never go into a room
Very
with
good
another
idea.
girl.
They'll mess up your career.
Where he's going, he is black. He's going to a place where a lot of white people who are known for these type of accusations. So university where you see a lot of this.
Yes.
And the father was just stressing and reiterating, you have a future. You have this opportunity. People don't care about your future. They want to see your demise. So like, keep people around you. And I remember thinking, my father and I had a conversation, this just happened a couple weeks ago, about how sad that reality is still there. And while the Me Too movement was phenomenal and brought a lot of justice, there's so many women who are using it in the wrong way.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we have to wrap up now.
Already?
So for everybody to wrap up and then give your final advice. So the question is yes or no, and then your last statement, but keep it very short, please. Are women's rights responsible for infidelity in current times? Yes or no?
No.
And
Simple.
you-
It has absolutely nothing to do with women's rights. It's to do with human behavior.
Okay.
And really, we can't generalize and say, I'm going to take your rights back because I don't want it going the way it should.
Okay.
They're perfectly entitled to that right. There will always be the ringers that will abuse it and do things they shouldn't do. But that ought not to stop us
Okay.
actually having those rights.
Sexy.
Need to know, period. No reason. Thank you.
Erica.
No. And just if you think the answer to that is yes, do a self-examination because there's something larger going on inside with you.
Maker.
No,
Okay.
it's human rights. It's not women's
Women's
rights.
rights.
Interesting.
All of us are equal. Yes.
Awesome.
Nowadays we're all equal.
Equity, as you
All
put it.
right.
Yes.
Equity.
Not
Money talk,
equality.
bullshit works.
All right, so we thank you again
Touch my
for joining us on Steamy Nights. Special thanks to our sponsors, Comet Properties, Ajua Otua's Clothing, and Malcolm Where Ghana Shops. I am your host, Kati G, and see you on the next show.
Steamy rough, beat it up, turn me backwards, make us scream louder.
face above the water. My feet can't touch the ground, and it feels like I can see the sands on the horizon. Every time you are not around, I'm slowly drifting away. Wave after wave, wave after wave.
Comet Properties is the premier private city developer in Ghana, providing quality homes and transforming virgin lands into modern cities within the best neighborhoods. Get to Comet for secured and developed allotments or functional homes built for your quality lifestyle. To purchase land or your next home, follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Comet Properties or call us on 020-822-6359. Comet Properties, transforming virgin lands into modern cities.
Melcom Big Discount Promo. Melcom is giving you extra cheers this Christmas season. Shop for a wide variety of discounted products including groceries, supermarkets, furniture, home decor, electronics, and many more. Keep the joy of Christmas alive with Melcom's big discount offers. Terms and conditions apply. Melcom, where Ghana shops.
I'm on an island. Even when you're close,